Stupid dog!
Loud and clear. What's the situation, Snake?
It's me, Mario!
Animal Company just dropped a brand new item, banana chips. This item turns you into a giant banana after eating them, so we are going to try and cook our own.
Alright guys, so today I'm going to be making Animal Company banana chips in real life. Alright guys, step one is to peel the banana and chop it up. Alright guys, first I'm going to chop up a banana. Now that we have our banana chopped into multiple little slices, very slowly put the pieces into the pot of oil. And the bananas are now done frying. I'm going to take them out of this. Then you got to season them. Mix it all up. Then I'm just going to put on a Super Mario bowl here. Alright guys, the banana chips are done. Let's give it a try. Tastes pretty good. Delia, come give it a try.
It's good.
This is the PlayStation 3 5 Fun Facts. When the PS3 released, gamers noticed a slight issue with the controller. It had no rumble feature. This was due to an ongoing lawsuit for the DualShock technology. Due to its design and shape, players affectionately nicknamed the PS3 the George Foreman Grill or the Grill Station 3. In order to compete with Xbox's Gamerscore feature, Sony introduced the trophy system to the PS3. This was made available in the 2.4 update released on the 2nd of July 2008. The PS3 helped to fight diseases. You could download a program called Folding at Home, which allowed the PS3 to run protein folding simulations. Over 1 million PS3s joined in, making it one of the most powerful research networks of its time. And finally, the PS3 used the same text fonts as the Spider-Man movies. Sony owned the rights and decided to tie the branding in together. This is the PlayStation 4 Slim 5 Fun Facts. One of the main upgrades to the PS4 Slim was to the fan and cooling system, making it run much quieter and improving game performance. Sony made changing the hard drive very easy. Removing the back cover would reveal the holding screw. Use a Phillips screwdriver to remove it, and you could now replace the hard drive or upgrade it with an SSD. A little Easter egg that Sony included can be found on the bottom of the PS4 Slim. The foot pads all resemble the iconic button shapes of the controller. The PS4 Slim controller also got a few upgrades from the previous model. A light bar was included on the touchpad, helpful for multiplayer games. The controller could also now be used in wired mode, which helped to reduce latency. And finally, rumors suggested that the PS4 Slim might be digital only. Lucky enough, they kept the disk drive.
Nintendo Wii 5 Fun Facts. The Wii could play DVDs but didn't. The hardware supported DVD playback, but Nintendo disabled it in software to avoid licensing fees. Later Wii models lost GameCube support, notably the GameCube controller ports and memory card slots. Check yours to see if you have them. Ever hear your Wii sound like it's chewing the disc? Initial models had very noisy drives. Later versions of the Wii finally fixed this issue. The Wii set insane sales records. During Christmas in 2009, Nintendo was selling almost 1.5 million Wiis per week. The Wii controller had a problem. It would often slip off of people's wrists and fly into their TVs with thousands of reported cases. A website was set up to track these cases. A recall was issued to replace the straps with stronger and thicker ones. 5 fun facts about the PS1. Did you know the original PlayStation was almost a Nintendo console? It started as a failed CD add-on project. When the deal collapsed, Sony decided to go solo. CD technology allowed for full-motion cutscenes, mini-movies that blew players' minds in the 90s. The gamble paid off, and the PlayStation was the first console to sell over 100 million units worldwide. Unlike cartridge systems, this console relied on memory cards to save progress, something totally new for players at the time. But maybe the biggest legacy of all, the PlayStation helped move gaming from two-dimensional sprites into fully realized 3D worlds, setting the stage for modern gaming as we know it. 5 fun facts about the Nintendo 64. The Nintendo 64 was scheduled to be released in 1995. However, developmental issues with hardware, software, and the CD versus cartridge debate meant it was released a year later. The Nintendo 64 was the first home console to feature for built-in controller ports as standard. This feature made it a groundbreaking console for player multiplayer gaming. Previous consoles had only 2 ports requiring often bulky multi-tap accessories. The N64 controller was a vast redesign from traditional controllers at the time, introducing a 3-pronged handle. Super Mario 64 was the flagship game for the N64 and its best-selling game. It served as the first 3D entry for the Super Mario series, helping to transform 3D gaming. It set a new standard for 3D platforming, blending open-world exploration with familiar characters and gameplay elements in a revolutionary way. And finally, the only correct way to hold the controller. 5 fun facts about the Nintendo GameCube. Fact 1. The Nintendo GameCube launched in 2001 and was Nintendo's first console to use mini-discs instead of cartridges. Fact 2. The GameCube wasn't always called the GameCube. Its code name was the Dolphin. Its GPU is literally called the Flipper. Fact 3. Why did the GameCube have a handle? Nintendo designed it that way so that kids could carry it to their friends' houses. They called it a lunchbox for games. Fact 4. Did you know your GameCube is hiding a secret in plain sight? If you open the lid and push the 2 buttons on the underside, you are able to remove the disc plate. Who knew? Fact 5. How many units sold? The GameCube sold over 22 million units worldwide, less than half of its rival, the PS2. However, its game library has made it a cult classic. 5 fun facts about the Sega Genesis. Sing along.
Fact 1, it launched in Japan, 88. 2 called Genesis in the United States. Fact 3, Sonic beat Mario to the punch. Fact 4, it had a CD add-on, quite the hunch. Fact 5, Streets of Rage rock so loud, turn my room into a concert crowd. With twang and buttons I'd stay all day. Mega Drive worlds never fade away. Saddle up, giddy up, grab that controller tight. Sega Mega Drive, lighten up my nights.
This is the Nintendo Switch. 5 fun facts. To stop kids from accidentally swallowing the game cartridges, Nintendo coats them in a foul-tasting solution. For science, I checked. It's horrible. Even the mighty Switch isn't immune to the dreaded blue screen of death. This is often caused by solder joint cracks to the system's CPU. The Switch has a secret battery test. If you completely drain it, then fully recharge it, the system recalibrates for better accuracy. Tears of the Kingdom set a Switch record. At 12.2 GB, it was the largest Nintendo-published Switch game at launch. And finally, the Switch has become Nintendo's best-selling home console of all time, beating the Wii with over 140 million units sold.
5 fun facts about the Game Boy Color. Did you know you could change the color palette on the loading screen? Hold A or B and then press the D-pad to cycle through. The GBC had the same CPU as the original Game Boy. Nintendo just clocked it at double the speed. Games were not in full color. The GBC could only display 56 colors at once, out of a possible 32,768. Did you know, before it was called the Game Boy Color, it had a secret code name during development, Project Atlantis? The GBC was only around for 5 years, but it sold nearly 50 million units, proving a quick upgrade can still make history. 5 fun facts about the Sega Mega Drive 2. The Mega Drive 2, released in 1993, was a smaller, sleeker redesign of the Genesis. There was some controversy regarding the sound chip. Some models had the original Yamaha chip replaced, resulting in flatter sound and game music. The controller got an upgrade and came with 6 buttons, perfect for fighting games like Street Fighter II. Like most consoles, different regions called it by another name. In Japan it was the Sega Mega Drive 2. In the US it was known as the Sega Genesis 2. The Mega Drive 2 may have cut corners, but sold over 30 million copies worldwide, keeping Sega in the console war.
Here are the top 5 PlayStation 5 games ranked by overall and combined sales. Kicking it off at number 5, we have Final Fantasy XVI with 3 million units sold. Coming in at 4th place is Horizon Forbidden West, managing to ship 8 million units. Launching in at 3rd place on this list, we have Marvel's Spider-Man 2, managing to sell 10 million units. Dropping into 2nd place on this list, we have Helldivers 2, with a total combined sales of 12 million. And smashing in at 1st place, we have God of War Ragnarok with a total combined sales of 15 million units. So, here are the top 5 Nintendo Wii games ranked by sales. Coming in 5th place, we have Wii Play with 28 million units sold. Taking over the 4th spot on this list, we have New Super Mario Bros. With just over 30 million units sold. Jumping into 3rd place, we have Wii Sports Resort with just over 33 million units sold. And sliding into 2nd place, we have Mario Kart Wii with just over 37 million units sold. And swinging into 1st place, we have Wii Sports with 82 million units in total. Here are the top 5 Sega Genesis games ranked by sales. Making its way into 5th place, we have Street Fighter II Special Champion Edition, managing to shift 1.6 million copies. Spinning in at 4th place, we have Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Sonic & Knuckles with a total combined sales of 4 million units. Flying in at 3rd place, we have Disney's Aladdin with just over 4 million units in total sales. Kicking its way into 2nd place, we have Mortal Kombat with just over 4.3 million units in sales. And zoning into 1st place, we have Sonic the Hedgehog 2 with a resounding 7.5 million in sales. Here are the top PlayStation 1 games ranked by sales. Warping into 5th place, we have Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, managing to shift 7.58 million in sales. Levitating into 4th place, we have Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, conjuring up 8 million units. Shifting into 3rd place with 9.3 million units sold is Gran Turismo 2. Taking the 2nd spot on this list is Final Fantasy VIII, managing to sell 9.6 million copies. And stabbing in at 1st place is Final Fantasy VII with 10.2 million copies shipped. Here are the top 5 PS2 games ranked by sales. Blitzing into 5th place, we have Final Fantasy X with 8.5 million units sold. Shooting into the 4th spot, we have GTA Vice City, managing to sell 10.5 million copies. Racing into the 3rd spot, we have Gran Turismo 4 with 11.7 million copies sold. Taking the 2nd spot on the podium is Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec, managing to shift 14.8 million copies.
Oh shit, here we go again.
And riding into 1st place, we have GTA San Andreas, managing to deal 17.3 million copies. Here are the top 5 Game Boy Color games ranked by sales. In 5th place, we have The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages and Seasons with roughly 4 million units sold. Jumping in at 4th place, we have Super Mario Bros. Deluxe with 5 million units sold. Spinning into 3rd place, we have Pokemon Pinball selling 5.3 million units. And evolving into 2nd place, we have Pokemon Crystal capturing 6.3 million wallets. And flying in at 1st place, we have Pokemon Gold and Silver managing a whopping 23 million units. So, here are the top 5 best-selling SNES games. Comment on what you think is number 1. Punching in at number 5, we have Street Fighter II The World Warrior with 6.3 million copies sold. Racing into the 4th spot, we have Super Mario Kart with 8.7 million copies sold. Barreling into 3rd spot, we have Donkey Kong Country managing to ship 9.3 million copies. And bouncing into 2nd place, we have Super Mario All-Stars managing 10.5 million copies. And in 1st spot, we have Super Mario World with a mammoth 20 million copies in total. Here are the top 5 NES games ranked by standalone sales. Revving into the 5th spot on this list, we have Excite Bike with 4.16 million units. In 4th spot on this list is Zelda 2 The Adventure of Link, managing to hit 4.38 million units in sales. Operating at 3rd place on this list is Dr. Mario with 4.85 million units in sales. Finding its way onto the 2nd spot on our list is the original Legend of Zelda with 6.51 million units in total sales. And in 1st place on this list, we have Super Mario Bros. 2 managing to sell 7.46 million units globally.
Here are the top 5 PS4 games ranked by standalone sales. Exploding in at 5th place, we have Call of Duty World War II with 12 million units sold. Swinging into 4th place, we have Marvel Spider-Man with 13.2 million units sold. Blasting in at 3rd place, we have Red Dead Redemption 2, amassing a total of 13.5 million units in sales. Firing in at 2nd place, we have Call of Duty Black Ops 3, selling 14 million units. And breaking into 1st place, we have GTA 5, accumulating 20 million units in sales.
Here are the top 5 best-selling Nintendo 64 games. Popping off in the 5th spot, we've got Super Smash Bros. With 5.5 million copies in sales.
Hey, listen!
The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time managed to sell 7.6 million units on the N64. Sneaking its way into 3rd place is the original multiplayer games GoldenEye 007 with 8 million copies. At 2nd place on the podium is Mario Kart 64 with 8.5 million total units in sales. And the star of the show is Super Mario 64 with a whopping 9.9 million copies in sales. Here's a list of the top 5 best-selling Resident Evil games of all time. Jumping into 5th place on this list is Resident Evil 5 with 9.7 million units in total. Taking the 4th spot on this list is the Resident Evil 4 remake with a total of 10.6 million units. Carving its way into 3rd place on this list, we have Resident Evil Village, managing to ship 12.2 million units. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard manages to take the second spot on our list with a total of 15.4 million units. And in first place, we have Resident Evil 2 the remake, managing just over 15.8 million units in total.
Nice.
Wait. No. Wait.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Orange Giant. This is 5 fun facts about the NES. The NES released in America looked vastly different when compared to its Japanese counterpart and was designed to look more like a VCR rather than a games console. This was due to the games crash crisis of 1983. The NES Zapper also got a redesign to look less like the revolver of the Japanese system. Mario wasn't always a plumber. In Donkey Kong he was actually a carpenter. But in Super Mario Bros. He switched jobs because of all the pipes. The NES came with an inbuilt lockout chip to prevent unlicensed games. However, other companies managed to hack it, sparking a huge legal fight. This robot, called Rob, helped to save the game industry. Consumer confidence was low at the time in game consoles, and no one wanted to buy them. They bundled Rob with the NES and marketed it as a toy rather than a games console, helping to drive demand and restore consumer confidence.
5 fun facts about the SNES. Released in 1990, the SNES went head-to-head with Sega's Genesis in the legendary 16-bit console war. The rivalry defined the decade. The SNES could fake 3D. Nintendo's Mode 7 graphics let games like Mario Kart and F-Zero create rotating, scaling racetracks that looked 3D. Zelda changed how we save games. A Link to the Past used a cartridge battery so you could save progress. No passwords needed. Super Mario World on the SNES introduced Yoshi, Mario's Dino Buddy. He was such a hit he got his own series. And finally, the SNES came in 2 variants. The North American version was gray and boxy, while the Japanese and European version was more rounded and colorful in design. Which is your favorite? 5 fun facts about the Game Boy. The Game Boy wasn't always its real name. Its code name was DMG. Short for Dot Matrix Game. That's why the first model is labeled DMG-01. The Game Boy's battery life was insane, up to 30 hours of gameplay on for AA's, and paralleled power at the time. Did you know a Game Boy went to space? In 1993, one flew with astronaut Alexander Serebryov on a Soyuz mission. It came back still working. Fact 4. The game cartridges were shaped with grooves and a notch so that you wouldn't insert the game the wrong way and damage the system. And finally, the Game Boy was designed to look gray and blocky on purpose. Nintendo wanted it to be a toy for everyone, not just kids, so the design was made to look neutral.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Orange Giant. This is 5 fun facts about the AV Famicom. It might not look it because of its simplistic design, but the AV Famicom was released in 1993, nearly a whole 10 years after the original NES. It wasn't meant to be a new generation console and still only played 8-bit games. However, it was seen as an upgrade on the overall design and its connections. The newer composite AV output cables provided a much cleaner picture and sound quality, especially when compared with the older RF switchbox. Nintendo made the console much cheaper to build. The plastic buttons and casing feel a lot lighter than the original 1983 model, making it much more affordable than the original. The AV Famicom is proof that even 10 years later, Nintendo still believed in 8-bit magic. I realized I didn't have an Xbox 360. My only option? Fly to South Africa, find a second-hand store, and get one. Ah, thank you. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Lightweight, baby!
Yeah. Thank you.
Family.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Orange Giant. This is 5 fun facts about the AV Famicom. It might not look it because of its simplistic design, but the AV Famicom was released in 1993, nearly a whole 10 years after the original NES. It wasn't meant to be a new generation console and still only played 8-bit games. However, it was seen as an upgrade on the overall design and its connections. The newer composite AV output cables provided a much cleaner picture and sound quality, especially when compared with the older RF switchbox. Nintendo made the console much cheaper to build. The plastic buttons and casing feel a lot lighter than the original 1983 model, making it much more affordable than the original. The AV Famicom is proof that even 10 years later, Nintendo still believed in 8-bit magic.
Five fun facts about the SNES. Released in 1990, the SNES went head-to-head with Sega's Genesis in the legendary 16-bit console war. The rivalry defined the decade. The SNES could fake 3D. Nintendo's Mode 7 graphics let games like Mario Kart and F-Zero create rotating, scaling racetracks that looked 3D. Zelda changed how we save games. A Link to the Past used a cartridge battery so you could save progress. No passwords needed. Super Mario World on the SNES introduced Yoshi, Mario's Dino Buddy, who was such a hit he got his own series. And finally, the SNES came in two variants. The North American version was gray and boxy, while the Japanese and European version was more rounded and colorful in design. Which is your favorite?
What do we got?